Well, hey guys, Thorzax here, and what I wanted to show you guys was kind of the introduction to, what you're buying in the way of a pistol-smithed pistol when a gun is actually worked over for accuracy. And one of the main things, see if I can get the right one here. Yep. Let's take the guide rod out. I usually use a two-piece guide rod. It works the best. Now I haven't cleaned this, okay? I'll tell you that right now. So let's check, make sure she's unloaded. All right, she's going to be pretty dirty. We'll turn this off to the side here. I'm telling you what, this is one thing. There you go. Now you see how tight that was? See how tight that was where I had to get that thing loose? You want that. That is exactly what you want. You never want to take your barrel bushing out. Okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the the slide stop out. Just like that. And I'm going to slide it off the frame here. Okay. Alright. Like I said, she's dirty. She's dirty. It's time to clean her up. I'm going to go ahead and spray, like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and spray some WD-40 down in there, and get that kind of soaking a little bit and then scrub her out. Okay, well, first of all, the pistol smith, what he does is he strips down the frame. Then what he does is that the weigh bars for the trigger, the channel that they sit in, he'll go ahead and he'll stone those out until they're butter smooth. Then what he does is that he goes in and he sets the sear angle for the hammer. Now back in those days when Dick Shockey built this pistol, back in the early 60s, they didn't have hammers and stuff like that commercially available. So what they did is they took standard hammers and they shaved them and shaped them and lightened them, and that's where this comes from. Like I said, this pistol was bought at the 1962 national matches, and you can tell with the stippling job he did and on the back. You can even see the outline. He drew an outline here with a scribe and stayed within that. That's a very good stippling job, by the way. Really, really holds firm. One of the things I wanted to show you guys is when you buy a pistol smithed gun. Look at that. Just look at that. After all these years, I mean, she's still tight. Look at that. I mean, she's still tight. Look at that. You can feel it. Just see that? And what Dick did was he made a reverse wedge in the front end of the rails. And what happens is that when the pistol goes into battery, okay, that reverse wedge right there, when it locks up, it also locks up in here inside of this area right here. If you see where the wear mark is on these, that's where he went and worked his magic here on the slide. What he did is that he heated this up to a certain amount of degrees, and then he put this in a vise, a barrel vise, and he went ahead and he squeezed these together a little bit, just a little bit. And then what he did is he worked the rails with a rail bar with grinding compound and smoothed that out. But he left this area here alone, and as you can see where the wear mark is? on both sides. So, you know, that's what he did. He widened that area out so when the slide goes in the battery, it's held in that one place. And when you shoot, boom, out it goes. This pistol has a Colt barrel in it, by the way. It doesn't have a cart or a bar stow or, you know, a row bar. What you're buying there when you buy a cart barrel or any one of the other barrels like that, what you're buying is an oversized barrel that is going to be fitted to the slide. And what Dick Shockey did is he would buy a whole bunch of pistols and he'd lay them all out, and then what he would do is he would go through the different barrels and the different slides, and the ones that wouldn't fit, those are the ones that he would go ahead and condition, you know, into match pistols. And he just trade the barrels around until he got that. He also had a gauge for the chamber. The chamber is really, it's really a critical place in the .45 ACP. But like I said, you know, the experience and the knowledge that Dick Shockey had when he put these guns together is just unmatched. I mean, I think the only people now that really, you know, come close is Clark. You know, in building a gun, other than like Rock River, I think that Les Baer, I think his pistols have kind of suffered a little bit. He doesn't pay for the pistol smithing anymore. He has just guys assembling them, and they get paid for piecework. He does make a good pistol. I'm not trying to put him down. I'm just saying is that, you know, if you go over to Rock River and you talk to Chuck and those guys over there, and you pay the money, he'll make you a pistol, and it will be every bit good as pistol as this. But you know, finding this kind of fitting and this type of handwork and stuff like that, it's kind of a thing in the past now. So, you know, this is a very nice pistol. It shoots great, man. This thing, it's amazing. And like I said, you know, as old as she is, I mean, do you know how many thousands and thousands of rounds? Look at that. I mean, thousands and thousands and thousands of rounds I fired through this. Me! And she's still tight in her junk, dude. I mean, the bottom line is that she's still got it where it counts. And it won't wear out. It will not wear out. It's been fitted, and it's perfect. It's perfectly matched. And those surfaces don't wear against each other. All they do is just fit together in that V shape, you know, for the lockup. I mean, ingenious. Really ingenious. He knew what he was doing. I'm telling you that right now. He knew what he was doing. So, if you're at a gun shop and say like you're, you know, looking through the case and stuff, and you see an old .45 and it has one of these barrel bushings on it, you know, extra big barrel bushing sticking out the end, ask to take a look at it, because it may be an old Dick Shockey pistol. He didn't sell those barrel bushings. He only put them on his guns. He wouldn't sell them to anybody else. You know, that was one of his trademarks. Actually, one of his trademarks were, he called them the thoroughbreds. That's what he called these in the shotgun news. When you bought a Dick Shockey pistol, you were buying a thoroughbred. That was his deal. He also had another device that some people say it worked, some people said it didn't work, some people took it out, but he had a little thing that was a spring-loaded deal that was in the top of the slide here, and you put it in there, you know, underneath the barrel next to the slide, and it would press down on the chamber, and it would ensure lockup every time. Some people said it worked, some people said it didn't work. There was no evidence that it really did anything, but they call that the mouse trap. So if you can find one with a mouse trap in it, that's significant. I mean, you know, that's significant. That's an invention that he came out with that you know, it's worth money to a collector. This gun is actually a collector grade gun, but I shoot it. I mean, old Dick Shockey, he'd roll over in his grave if he knew I wasn't shooting it and I was treating it like it had some sort of monumental, you know, status. Great pistol. Absolutely, you can't find him like this anymore. Now, Dick Shockey, his younger son, after Dick died, his younger son took it over, and he made match pistols for a little while, and then he started getting into the whole IPSC thing and started coming out with pistols and 38 Super and that sort of thing. And those pistols were good pistols, but they weren't as good as his dad's. And I don't know if he just didn't take the time or whatever in his fitting or anything like that, but they just didn't catch on. And so, you know, Dick Shockey's son eventually went out of business. But yeah, Dick Shockey, you know, Bill Davis, Jim Clark, all those guys knew each other. I mean, they all knew each other. They were all friends, you know. And so there's a lot of history in there, and these are the guys that wrote the book, you know, on how to build a gun. So, at any rate, I wanted to share that with you. It was just a short video. I'm going to go ahead and clean this up and get it back together. Like I said, I don't take the barrel out. I leave the barrel in, I swab it out. I get down there with some WD-40 and just go ahead and, you know, flush that out as best as I can. There's no real need to remove the barrel. And don't remove the barrel bushing, you know, because that is a tolerance there. And the more that you take it out, put it in, take it out, put it in, take it out, put it in, the more wear and tear you're going to do. And so, you know, I just leave it in there. There's no real reason to take it out. I mean, you can get anywhere that you need to, just right from here. I mean, you just slide the barrel out, you can get up there in the slide, and, you know, you can get all the places where you need to. Look at how that locks up. Look at how that locks up, man. That thing is tight. It's amazing too, man. Thousands of rounds went through this gun, and it's just as good as the day he built it. Well, anyway, this is Thorzax. I'm going to go ahead and sign out. This is just a little short video. I wanted to show you a little bit about the match pistol and a little bit of the inside of what the pistolsmith does to a match grade gun. And that's about it. So I'll tell you what, till my next video, I'll be checking you later.